I'm a pretty butterfly.
That's going in there.
Yeah, exactly right. Yep.
Hey everybody, welcome back to episode 7 of the Zeonic Earth Outpost. Today's episode is going to be advanced tools and advanced techniques. Before we get into everything, we're going to do the introductions as usual. If this is your first time joining us, awesome. If you're a returning subscriber, glad to have you back. So my name is Mike. You might know me as the Fox Hunt on Instagram. I just finished watching the HD Blu-ray release of the 8th MS Team. Highly recommend it. I know I've talked about that series before. It's definitely worth spending the money on the Blu-ray to watch in HD. It's gorgeous. It looks really good. The audio is amazing. And if you've never seen the series before, there's no excuse not to see it now. It is gorgeous in HD. Also, just finished up the new episode of Thunderbolt. Amazing. I don't think that series is going to let me down or disappoint me. Kits I'm working on right now. Still slowly working on the Atlas. That's one that has a lot of ugly stickers that I'm trying to not use, so that's a little bit painful. I also today just started cracking this guy out of the runners. Pretty excited about getting this guy finished up. Also, too, next big project coming up. I mentioned it last episode, but here she sits. This is going to be a spray booth. As of right now, it is still a dishwasher. That is going to change probably, hopefully, tomorrow over the course of next week. Gonna document the process, put it up on the channel as well, so you guys can take a look. Let me know what you think. Ohio, how about you, man?
Hi guys, Ohio Gundam Federation here. It feels like I haven't talked to you guys in so long. I've missed you. I missed an episode, and we kind of missed 2 episodes actually. So I missed you guys. I missed you. Right now I'm working on my Dragon Momoko Tall Geese 3. I will say this: I got the torso and head done pretty good. I had to use a little bit of glue on this head flap right here. It just didn't want to stay on. So far, no complaints. I do want to give a shout out to Hobbyholics because they had a raffle over the last week, and I got first place. This was my prize. I'm very proud of this. I'm very happy with this thing. This is going to be a fun project to do. Right now, shows that I'm watching, Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan. What a lovely show that is. Who would have thought Biscuit was actually in the walls? I never would have thought that. Like, it just blew my mind. I think they purposely made this come out right at the end of IBO, so it would just kind of sync everything up. Maybe this is like some kind of loop into the Calamity War too. Who knows? I also decided to pick up watching Star Trek Deep Space Nine because I stumbled across this YouTube channel called Civilization EX, all one word on YouTube, and they do like a nice little fun bite-sized lore of like Star Trek, Game of Thrones, and Lord of the Rings, and Star Wars too, of like just really cool things. So if you're interested in that, check it out. I kind of got sucked in, so I delved into being a Trekkie now, I guess. I don't know if there's a membership or anything like that. I gotta say. And I also want to give shout outs to my local Cincinnati Gunpla builders, or Cincy Gunpla builders on Instagram if you want to look us up. To Week WEK Photography. Will, he won first place at our local, and then also Chocolate Bear 623. Zach, he won second place. So I want to give a big shout out to those guys. And on that note, I want to pass it over to Joel.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Joel here, otherwise on everything as TrueGunpla. What I have been watching, we've been watching Kamen Rider Wizard still. We're still in that long series. Just watched Thunderbolt episode 2 of season 2. Really good. Amazing stuff. I love the ball tattoo. I'm really shooting to get that done. I need it done. Maybe on like my butt cheek or something along those lines. But in terms of what I'm working on, I have a couple things. I have a Gaian Revive commission the high grade SD Kamiki burning, and then the doing an inner frame painting for the Gundam Barbarous Lupus. I'm going to be just detailing the whole entire inner frame. I'm not even going to build the rest of the kit, just work on the inner frame itself. And yeah, so that's what we got going on. I'll also shout out to the Hobbyholics. We got the high grade Revive goof in that raffle. I surprisingly only bought one ticket, and I got something pretty good out of it, so I'm pretty stoked. But yeah, no, that's what I got going on. And Ernesto, I'm gonna pass it over to you, bud.
Thank you, sir. Hey guys, Ernesto Fern here on Instagram. If you guys don't follow me, if you want to, it's up to you. Currently watching, I think like everybody else, Thunderbolt. I like the direction it's going in. Actually, I like the first season. Second season is just as good so far. I'm not really too thrilled about the whole underwater thing. I mean, it's not a bad concept. I just don't really care too much for like the underwater skis or scuba mode or whatever the heck you want to call it. I do like the Gundam. That's one I do want to pick up. And also, Dragon Ball Super, waiting for that right now. Also, like Ohio mentioned earlier, Attack on Titan, I am watching that too. It's a very good series. And I'm also watching Berserk. So just finished watching episode 17 today. And it's getting closer to, I want to say to the climax, but it just keeps getting better and better, at least for me. Current kit that I'm working on, Barbato's Lupus Rex. So I am going to paint that. That's in pieces right now. It's going to get put up on alligator clips and ready to get painted. Recently, today was the deadline for our local group build-off. And if you guys haven't seen the pictures, I did this. The high-grade GPO-02.
That's hard to believe it's a high grade.
Yeah, that's nice, dude.
It's I did want to put a lot of work into it. I think what this showed me as far as my time building a back-end building, and the whole objective of this whole thing was to put all your skills as a builder to the test. You know what I mean? Everything I've learned so far in this year alone, which was scene line removal, scribing, just paying attention to detail, and appropriate masking, painting, just. So I'm glad, there are a couple of mistakes if you actually really take a close look. But I'm happy with the way it came out. Oh, and another side note, I don't know if I remember I told you guys that I had lost a piece. So I covered it up with a water slide decal, right? And today, when I was actually going to the meet, the bag that I took with me last time, I decided to check in it, and there it was at the corner of the bag.
Victory.
So, yeah, seriously. But yeah, that's all for me right now. Aside from that, aside from the Lupus Rex, I'm also scribing some panel custom, which I hopefully plan to paint this week. But other than that, that's all for me. Fox.
Okay, yeah. So, like I said, before we get into this episode, I forgot to give a shout out to my man Donnie. He's somebody I've known for a little bit, pretty much since I started building and got on Instagram. Finally had the chance to get to meet him at our local. He drove up. It was a really, really cool experience. It's awesome finally meeting some of these builders in person. I mean, he's somebody who's a couple states away, so it was really cool. That's going to be something too this year. I want to do. I want to meet more of you guys in person. Gunpla road trip 2017 this summer. It's gonna be crazy. No, I think it'll be cool to meet some of you guys. So yeah, this episode, the theme is advanced tools, advanced techniques. We've covered the basics and some other stuff in our previous episodes. So this one we're really going to step it up, talk about some more tools, stuff like that. So right off the bat, I will throw it to Ohio.
Well, the first thing I want to talk about is I see this a lot on Instagram and everything else. Your hobby mat. People covering your hobby mat with stickers and other things and just using it for cutting when they don't realize that it's a tool. Like there's patterns, there's actually units of measurement on there. Now, some people might like, oh, I'm never going to use it. Well, if you ever get into any kind of custom Gunpla, anything, it's usable because if you're laying out like templates for masking anything off for paint, or just if you start getting into Paul plate, it is very useful to measure. I even have squares and other circular shapes to cut Paul plate and to use to help mold what I want to mold. Well, the other two more tools I want to talk about, so I don't want to hog the whole thing, because honestly, we could all just take this really subject and run with it, because I think we all are pretty advanced builders, is Dremels. Now, there's a few things tool-wise, you don't want to skimp on. That is, knives, files, things of that nature. But you can skimp out on a Dremel if you're not wanting to invest a lot in it at first. You can get like a nail decorator, which these things are $10 to $20. Sometimes you can find them for cheaper than that. It just takes a AA battery, and it's basically the same principle as a Dremel. So if you want to practice with it before you decide what you need and what you want, that's fine. I'm actually going to go get my own Dremel. This was actually kind of given to me as like it was a hobby mat kind of gift bag deal my wife got me. So I've been playing around with this. This came in handy when I did my perfect grade Strike Freedom. I will say that. Another thing that I ended up making was my own part separator. I took a welding rod and pretty much filed it down to a point. One end's flat, one end's got a nice little step up to it, so I can actually work it in there. And I made sure the edges are rounded, so you get a nice round. You don't want a sharp edge, and you want to dull that. You don't want to actually take that and cut your Gunpla apart, because you can. That's another little fun thing. You can make something out of wood that can do just as good. I just happen to work with steel, so I have the accessibility to do things like this. But making your own part separator, because you really can't find a part separator really sometimes. I think there's some in plastic. They're kind of bulky and awkward, especially if you're using them on smaller parts. Bigger pieces of armor, yeah, they work fine with. I thought I had one laying out here somewhere, but I guess I don't. One other tool I want to talk about is files. Machinist files, you can get these at any hardware store. Pretty much, they can help you detail a little bit better when you want to graduate from sanding sticks, and you don't want to always buy sanding sticks, because you can go through, a baker's dozen of sanding sticks doing a perfect grade. And maybe more. These you won't, but you have to be very careful, because you can take almost your Gunpla, sand it right straight off using too many of these things. Using also for these on like Dragon Momo kits to ream holes and everything, they have round files, good for opening up areas. So also really good. One other thing before I pass it off, I want to talk about pen vices. These little things right here, especially when you're doing a hobby mat, you can actually lay these out. Mine has about 12 different bits, but they're very small bits. So I have to usually take these, drill these into a very fine point in the kit that I want to. So I can be very precise with these ones, because they're very, very small, and then just gradually take my normal blade hobby knife, open up the hole till I get my file, and then ream the file out, or ream the hole out of the file. That's how I do it. You can get really precise, but the problem is if you get a little crazy like I did last time when I was trying to make a backpack, I used a Dremel and completely went about a centimeter the other way, and everything went poopy. So that backpack went to a better place than heaven. So... But on that note, because I don't want to hog up all the topics, because there's a lot, but you can talk about them real quick. So on that note, I'm going to pass it over to Joel.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? So to touch on what Ohio was talking about, my mat is a perfect example of one covered in stickers, either from awesome shops or slaps that I made, which you can find at realenemyslap.bigcartel.com, or sponsors, things along those lines. Because I stream on Twitch, I do a lot of my videos on this mat. But if I'm actually doing any type of scratch building or anything I need measurements, I have a small mat to do that off of. So there's nothing wrong with having the ones that stick. Just make sure you have something to actually use it what it's intended for, because you do need a lot of measurements. Another thing is, I would say, the soldering iron. If you've seen my channel, you've seen this video. The video is almost at 12K views, and we're doing a giveaway to 100,000 or 1,000 subscribers. But this thing, $5. It's amazing. There's a little bit more ones made for hobbies that are a little bit more easier to control in terms of how hot it gets. A really great tool. Another good tool, if you have a local and you have a lot of newer people, get yourself, I mean, everyone should just have like a basic little toolbox. I think I got this one at Jerry Autorama, and opens up. You got all this lovely stuff in there. Thank you, Adult Swim, for that sticker. And yeah, just same thing what Ohio was saying. Just go to any hardware store and get a bunch of files, or even sanding sticks, basic supplies. If you have anything extra, bring it to your local meet. Help people out that they may only have some lower end tools that they can help out with. And then of course another great advanced tool, or somewhat advanced tool, is to me or any type of acrylic putty. Really good for seeing line coverage, or actually even creating texturized effects on your kits. It's really good for. I think that's all I had, because you touched on Dremels as well. Which if you're in the States, Harbor Freight has a Dremel kit. It's usually like $10. I'm not too sure about the quality, because again, it's Harbor Freight, so it's probably like a huge turd. But it comes with a bunch of extra random bits and all that stuff.
Which you always, those bits do go into other Dremels. So always, if you get the kit and you break it, keep the bits for your future Dremel kit.
Yeah, exactly. And then they're cheap too. They actually have the sets there like $5, and you get like a whole 100 assorted or some craziness like that. Which again, when a lot of the tools that you get that aren't really designed for building models, but they're made for more real world application, they might last a little bit longer in the long run than it would be if you're using it for actual processes along those lines. So but yeah, that's all about I have here, and then I'll pass it over to Ernesto.
Right. All right, guys. Pretty much, I've used the tools that have been mentioned. Dremels for other world applications. And Joe, you know what, buddy? Arbor Freight tools, they're not all that bad. I still have some of my mechanic tools for over 10 years, and they still work. So it depends on what you buy. Also, like I said before, I've used pin vices, but I use mine as a scriber as well. I use a sewing needle in place of a drill, which works rather well. And what else can I say that these guys haven't already spoken about? I don't know if you guys are familiar with these hobby saws. They come in all different shapes and sizes, different contours. Like you have this one that looks like a hook, like a little claw here for rounded surfaces. Bigger sizes, stuff like that to cover bigger areas. I've just started to use those. I got those as a gift from a friend of mine here in Gunpla, Colorado. They've been really helpful, actually. Not more to cut through parts, but more as in, to make straight panel lines and stuff like that, or panel lines on curved surfaces. So that's what I use it for so far. Aside from that, as Ohio said previously, files, I have them as well. Just make sure that you kind of got to gauge yourself when it comes to using those, because you will eat through the plastic, like everybody has mentioned, and that has happened to me the first time I started using it. Either that, or you're gonna leave like ugly track marks on it, and then you have to sand it down regardless. But I know there was one thing about soldering irons, but I'm gonna let Joel take care of that, because he would know more than I do. I haven't used them too much, only for real world applications, but not so much in Gunpla applications. So, Joel, anything you want to say about that?
Yeah, so if you're going to be doing any type of weathering, or even I've seen people actually use these for part removal, like cutting pieces down, make sure you have some type. I mean, this is probably not the best example. A huge ventilation mask would probably be a lot better. Have some type of ventilation because that plastic burning is very toxic. There's a couple of people that pointed out in the video that I forgot to mention that. So again, shout out to all you guys. But yeah, make sure you have some type of ventilation in there. And then, hi, you had something about with the Dremels?
Yeah, also make sure that you wear protective eyewear. This might sound really lame, but pick you up like a cheap $5 pair of clear safety glasses from your local hardware store anywhere. Because if you're using a Dremel, especially if you're using the bits that Joel kind of showed you in those kids, those are mineral bits. Those can shatter and those can fling at your face and at very high speeds. And if it gets in your eye, it can do a lot of damage. I've actually had stuff get in my eye from work, and going to get your eye drilled out because of rust in your eyeball or something of that nature is not fun. I'm going to tell you like that is not fun.
I can agree with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In case I forget. Another tool, I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, to kind of trace your lines. If you guys use a mechanical pencil, which I do, I draw my lines out before I actually scribe them. One of these little modern rulers, very flexible, very, very flexible. But you can tape it down, and it will contour to rounded surfaces. So if you don't have one, I suggest you buy one whenever you have a chance. They're not really that expensive either.
Very cool, man. Very cool. Something. Give me 1 sec. Let me grab something really quick.
Is this waving style or no?
Yeah. Now Joel was showing a cheap little toolbox before. Something else you can use too that works really well. You'll notice this says Sephora on it. This was this was totally my wife's, which has now been repurposed, because very similar to what Joel was showing with the toolbox. What's really nice about these makeup ones, they're not too expensive, and what I really like about this one is when it, oh shit, hold on, let me get my headphone.
Is when it breaks.
Unstuck out of there. What I really like about this is it has trays in here, which you can see I've used this to move some stuff around before, extra nippers in there, cotton buds, all that stuff. But what's cool about this is the dividers in here, they pull out. So what you can actually do is you can set your own custom lengths for your drawer, which is really cool. And then it's got a super deep pocket in here. I just leave my sanding paper and stuff in there, some files, stuff like that. But yeah, it works really well, and they're not a lot of money, which is kind of cool. While these guys were talking about Harbor Freight too, if you have them by you, they send mailers and shit out all the time. You can get, I think it's like 20 to 40% off coupons for any kind of tool set there. A lot of the times too, if you spend more than like, oh yeah, Joel's got it right there. If you spend more than like 10 or 15 bucks there, oh yeah, look at that on the back, free.
Oh yeah.
They're literally giving you shit for free just for going there.
Oh yeah, what is it? All right, so yeah, I can get a pack of 24 either AA or AAA batteries with any purchase there. That's insane. But something to touch on with that Sephora, I fuck with Sephora. I fuck with all the makeup companies. So this one here I got from an art store, which you would think would have slots big enough for most like paintbrushes, which they do here.
I like big slots.
Big slots. But a lot of this stuff doesn't fit hobby stuff that well. It actually kind of sucks, low key. The Sephora ones, because they're made for people that do cosmetology stuff, a lot of the brush size, even if you don't get one like Fox has where you can change the actual slots in it, a lot of them come pre-made to fit larger size brushes and tools, so they can fit most hobby stuff you can, and you don't have to pay the premium of buying like a hobby or an art labeled toolbox. So yeah, definitely go to Sephora. We're gonna be sponsored by Sephora at this point, either stealing their makeup applicators and then buying their boxes.
Well, I want to say something. If you don't want to be one of them girly types and get you one of them Sephora boxes, you can just go on down to your hardware store and get one of these for about 90 cents. 90 cents.
Yeah.
Be a man. You just throw all your stuff in here. Just throw it down right there. Boom, it's right there. You don't need anything else. It's right there. You see how it right there? It's right there.
Well, yeah, that
94 cents.
Killed by your wife, right?
Yeah, you know what's really cool about those two, Ohio, is we use them at the place that I work at actually. I really like, I believe the company, it's either Global or Acro. You can buy through them. They make actually shelving solutions for that, which they're kind of expensive, but I'm looking into getting, because what's nice is they stack on themselves. But if you get one of the shelving solutions they have, you can angle it on you. Because one of my biggest problems when I'm building, even though I have somewhat of a larger build area down here, it seems my stuff is never where I need it to be. It's either I have runners that are taking up everywhere, or I have the instruction manual totally open, which makes it a pain in the ass to do anything. And then my hobby knife will roll underneath something. My sanding stick or something ends up underneath a runner, and it's like almost that like Gundam gray color, so it really hides well underneath some of the runners. So I definitely recommend too. I know it's not really like an advanced tool or topic. Get yourself organized, because it will save you so much time building. Like I said, the most frustrating thing to me is not even, I know losing a piece is painful, but there is nothing more frustrating to me when I'm looking for a tool and I can't find it, and I know I just had it. And like I said, I keep my build space pretty clean, pretty organized, but even still, if anyone can recommend too, put it down in the comments. I'm looking for some kind of solution where I can have everything out in front of me, almost like what's the word? It's like a big Japanese thing, a 5S, a place for everything in its place. I'm looking for some kind of cut board where there's a slot for a tweezer, put it in there. Slot for sanding stick, put it in there. So if you guys know any product, please put it in the comments. I'm really, really looking for it.
So
we'll probably make one.
Well, funny story about that is, I'm super big into my workspace to keep it organized. Walmart sells these little cheap drawers for like $3. This backboard with pegs, you can get like a Home Depot for like $10. So if you've ever watched any of the Warhammer painters or any other type of modelers, it hasn't really caught on to most of the Gundam YouTubers. Hobbyzone.pl, they make these they're wood cut solutions for storage. They have this whole entire modular system that you can have stacked stuff of like paper towel holders, paint holders. The little ammo holder that I have is actually made from them. I didn't know it was till I actually took it apart and then saw the hobbyzone.pl on it. But yeah, you might want to look into that. Wolf, they have, or Fox, they have a lot of really good storage solutions. They're about $10-$20 per module, but you build yourself using wood glue, and they're really good. Eventually I want to go ahead and upgrade the whole entire thing with them, and hopefully there'll be a video on that. But yeah, the biggest thing you can have is keep yourself organized. I see so many pictures of workstations where it just makes me want to cry with like so much stuff just disorganized, and everybody in the GBA knows exactly what I'm talking about, but in general, keep your stuff organized. Like mic setup, I don't know if any of you guys seen the pictures of mic setup. It's amazing. Your whole entire, you just upgraded. You got a paint booth, was that correct?
I actually got a paint table. I did a swap out. I did a bookshelf for a paint table. I'll span over here real quick. I haven't organized it yet, but I just got it in place. So everything over here, yeah, that's going to be, I'm going to vent out that window right there. So yeah, that was my other project I was working on today. I was going to say too, Fox mentioned about the wall mounts for these little trays right here. There's a, what the hell?
Oh my God, it's a ghost! Jesus Christ!
Ghost is Zeon in the room, dude.
Jesus,
ghost.
That was a master grade bazooka. How the fuck did that fall?
Oh my God!
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's keep that in.
Yeah.
Let's keep going. So there's a local hardware store in the Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky area called Menards, Menards. And you can go to their website. they had those wall mounts of their own brand for starting about like $40, and they I think hold about 12 or 24 containers. I can't remember off the top of my head, but if you want to go on that industrial side and actually have something mounted to your wall over top your work area kind of thing, or it has also ability to actually sit on top of your desk if you wanted that. That could be something you could do. I was a cheapo and just bought a bunch of them and stacked them on top of each other because, yeah, I'm cheap. I don't know. I got ghosts throwing stuff at me. I don't know what's going on there.
I was so scared. So scared.
I need an adult.
Yeah.
And then you took it where you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, dude, that would have been me. I would have been. It would have been game over. You would have seen me run up the stairs so quick. No one would have heard from me. I would have went upstairs, went to bed. That would have been it. Game over.
I told my wife if there's ever a time we come across ghost children, I love you. I'm sorry, but I'm gone. Just know that I am the furthest from this point that I could ever afford to be.
Oh.
Because that is my one terror is ghost children.
How bizarre.
There's normal children for me. Shit. Ain't gonna be no ghost.
I can stop a real child. I can't stop a ghost child.
All the ghost gonna be in their life is their me.
I don't know. There's something creepy when you're at middle of the night and you go, play with me. Oh, fuck no. Oh, fuck no. Nope, that's a whole lot of fuck no.
Oh, my God.
You're watching too much Chucky and shit.
Actually, you know what? That actually is it because that when I was a kid, that was the horror movie that tormented me the most was Child's Play. So yes, Chucky terrified the shit out of me. Not Freddy, not Jason, not guys who, were more feasible than a possessed doll. I mean, Freddy in a metaphysical, it's very that word. Yeah, that word. Very that philosophist word.
Oh my God.
But real quick,
don't do drugs, kids.
Drugs are not good.
Are we starting over again? Or
Nah,
we continue?
We're still
I'm
going.
keeping it in.
Yeah, we're leaving
Yeah,
it.
this is the whole thing.
Yeah, I'll put a thing up like, if Gunpla is why you came here, stop here. If not, fuck it. We're rolling with it.
But real quick though, for the next episode, for episode 8, we're gonna post something on our Instagram. Any questions that you guys have, or even on this video, leave a comment. Any questions that you want to ask us, whether it be Gunpla related, whatever. Ask them down below. We'll each pick 1 or 2 to answer, and we'll keep doing that for the future videos to get some more
Sounds good. I like that.
interaction with all you guys out there, guys and girls.
Yeah, no, that's a super cool idea. Super cool idea. So before we wrap this up, anyone else want to throw anything in or revisit anything?
Actually, sorry to cut everybody off there. I will be doing another Q&A in the middle of the week. I will be shooting for Wednesday, so be on the lookout for that. Last one went pretty well. There was people asking questions, and I tried to give them the best answers that I could. And if there was something I didn't know, I obviously directed them to somebody who knew better than I or had more experience than I, like Joe or Mike. So, I'm looking forward to doing another one of those. So I will announce that soon, and I'll let you guys know.
Very cool.
I got one thing too. I am doing a little side project it's under the umbrella of Zeonic Earth Outpost. On Twitch is Ohio Gundam Federation, just as like my Instagram name. I'm calling it a little thing called the Federation Files. I'm doing a live stream and I'm saving it so it can be watched for future reference. The first one I was a little scatterbrained. I just came back on vacation and that was a very interesting day. So go watch it. But I'm reviewing third-party and non-Gunpla kits. So right now I'm working on the next one I'm going to do a live stream review about, which is the Dragon Momoko Tall Gaze 3. But you can look at my review at the Dragon Momoko Destiny Hines Custom, the Sword Strike package, and the Launcher package I also did a little review on. I had a couple questions in there, but at the same time, it was a delay. So it was very interesting because, I was all over the place. It was fun, but I was all over the place.
Very true, dude. Very true.
And so yeah, real quick. As y'all know, this is part of the GBA, which we have in the upcoming month. We're doing our military multi-stream. I'm going to be building this World of Tanks kit here, which is going to be interesting. All donations during that time are going to be going to there's a couple different charities going on. We have a main one, which directly goes to Veterans Hospital. We have one here local that's called Kits for Vets, where if you're in the local North Carolina area, you can go down to Hangar 18, donate any finished, unfinished, or new kits. They send them down to the local VA hospital, just to give something, back to the community and all that. And then, of course, the multi-stream hangout is going to be the first Saturday and second Saturday of the month with the GBA. So come hang out there on Twitch. I just signed up for the affiliate program, so if you see me live, come hang out. And there will be a giveaway on my channel and subscribers for, I believe it's going to be some type of match. Already be on the lookout for that.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us this week, and we'll see you guys later. Zig Zeon, guys.
Zig Zeon.
Something like that.
Some